Okay, my throat's going out. I just logged into my hospital account where I'm going to have surgery on the 20th of March. Today's the 18th. So I had to pay $200 on the doctor's part of the insurance thing. That was all taken care of out of my health insurance. On the let's see, on the surgery part, I had to come up with $200 of my own to, and I'm a poor man, so so I took care of that. I sent the last of that in to them. Beautiful day here today. We've had some rain in the last few days, thunderstorms and what have you, but it's a nice day today, sun shining. Ouch, let's see here. My Moto cell phone, it's working better, but it still kind of sucks. Let's see here. Let's see where I pull it up. Oops. Let's see where I pull it up. Today in the mail, I should get my ham radio license. Not actually sent from the FCC, because a friend of mine helped me get it. My license had, well, it hadn't really expired. Well, I guess it had expired, but it hadn't expired. I just couldn't. Back about 2 years ago, it was time to renew my license. I went through the procedures. I went to the ham radio club and paid the money for that, and then they told me, here you go to the FCC site and whatever. And I went to the FCC site and spent about 2 days trying to just enter the information that I needed to enter at the Federal Communications Commission site. And then I just said, fuck it, give it, to hell with it. Then this friend of mine came along just recently. I mean, we've been friends for years and years and years. But I told him I really wasn't interested in ham radio anymore. And I sort of jokingly, but not jokingly, I said to him, the only thing I'll miss is when I die, if ham radio organizations or whatever, they call it a silent key from, which I never used. But, you'd be listed in the QST, Amateur Radio Magazine, that kind of stuff, and other places, clubs and everything, and they have a list, silent keys. And I sort of seriously, when you're gone, you're gone. It doesn't, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be up in heaven. What? I know what you're thinking. You people are evil. I mean, really evil that you would think that. But anyway, when I'm up in heaven, it's not going to, St. Peter's not going to come over and say, oh, Jim, I didn't know you were a ham radio operator also. I am. And I saw that you're, listing as a silent key, so I came over here to see you. But anyway, a friend of mine, Dick, who's been an amateur radio operator for a long time, longer than me, and he dealt with them, and it took him, he was aggravated, and he's going to be due, his license is going to be due in, I think, a couple years, and he's going to have to go through that. Although apparently the FCC is working on improving their site. So we'll see. I'm going to be on March 26th, I will be 83 years of age. So and But anyway, Dick, my friend, um, the FCC, I think they have you print your own license. You know, you have a printer, you know, and you print your own license. And I've got a printer. Where in the fuck did I put it? I really don't care. The price wasn't bad on it, but um, the printer just, I forget what the brand it is too. I'd rather have one that is toner, that uses toner. Because when I worked at CompUSA in Miami, I worked printing labels. They didn't label their label on their product; it was on the shelf, you know. So I was the only one doing it and I'd come in, and the manager of the place was just a really nice guy, and I'd be doing my stuff, and I was the only one doing the thing, and I was also the only one that didn't have to wear a uniform, or what was it? Was it a uniform or was it badge? I forget what it was, but I didn't have to do it because the manager didn't want me bothered answering questions, and I wouldn't have done a very good job at answering their questions. But anyway, I used a printer that used toner, and it just worked great nonstop. I mean, just worked great. And so I'd like to get one of those again. In fact, I had to tell you, I bought one when I came to Texas, and then my grown son, I let him use it, and he destroyed. I don't even know where it is. It could be in his closet. His room is a biohazard area, you know. It could be in the closet, and I'm not going to go in there. Well, I couldn't get in the closet. I can barely, when I look in his room and I see on his desk 10 empty cans of Coke. Well, they're usually not empty. Sometimes he only took a drink or two out of them, and the stuff on the floor. And I don't even want to go in his room. I'd rather buy a new printer than have to go in his room and try to find it. So today, Dick, my friend that I mentioned, who did the work, I gave up easier, much more. You know, he stuck with it and he accomplished it. And anyway, the FCC, they don't send you anymore a license. You can just go there and print it. But Dick asked if I had a printer, and I said, "Yeah, god damn, I got this printer that I want to print, you know, a little thing. It prints 5 or 6 pages, blank pages or something. If it's a full page or something that I wanted to print, it'll print 13 pages, 15 pages. It's just a pain in the butt." And I said, "I don't think I'm gonna, you know, nobody's ever asked me for my FCC license. You know, of course they can look you up online. But anyway, he printed, and I think he went to extra because he said it's going to be a big. So instead of a little pocket thing, well, I'm sure he printed that too. But so I'd probably get that today. So that'll be something. Maybe put it up here. I don't know. Not that anybody wants to see it. I think I've only got one ham radio now. I did have 2. Well, I've had more than that in the past, but I think I only have 1 because the other one I gave to my daughter Hillary. She's not an amateur radio operator, but she lives in a small town outside of Fort Worth, and there's a lot of vacancies out there. There's and she's seen from her yard, you know, she's fixed up her yard really nice. and she's got cats in cages, and she's, you know, rehabbing a bunch of them and stuff and giving them away, all this kind of stuff. But she's worried about, and they've had at least one out there that she could see, you know, down the hill and see it, the place burning. So I gave her one. But so she's got one of my ham radios. I mean, it's her. I gave it to her. But the fire department moved to, what do they call it? Yeah, they moved to where they're all in an area together. And so the small place that she was, they moved on to one of the larger fire departments or whatever. And so they're using the same, actually using the same frequency, but it's, you know, divided up so that you only hear what, you know, what you're supposed to hear if you're whatever. Yeah, the police departments and fire departments and all over the United States have gone to that after 9/11, and that 9/11 was part of the reason. The firemen and the police officers and everybody else who were trying to handle the 9/11 situation, they had some terrible radio communications, and so they decided that all of the police departments, fire departments, ambulance, and all that type of stuff should have adequate communications, and they can use a limited number of frequencies, but the data changes on it. But if you're in a police department or a fire department, whatever, and then you will get your, you know, traffic. So when I started hospital security in when was it? 1982 is when I started my bulletin board system. No. So it wasn't 82. Anyway, all we had at the hospital was the nuns would not pay for a walkie-talkie. You had to get a Motorola, you know, or something, probably about $1,500 or $2,000 for, you know, the nuns were not going to pay that. The Pope needed their money. And so in the hospital, it was wired with over the public address system, but it was wired for a little cheap device that we had on our belt. And sometimes you'd have to go to a phone, that was right, and then dial, that would be the thing. That was it, yeah. And so you'd be walking by, you know, somebody who had dialed for you, you'd be walking to get over to a thing, and then maybe they'd say, hey, you know, I'm the one that called. And then for the outside in the parking lot, they ran a cable out to the guard shack, and I think most of the time it didn't work, you know, for one reason or another. And then eventually we went to, you know, Motorola radios, and every place after that we had, you know, good communications. I mentioned this in yesterday's thing, and I'm afraid to touch anything and move anything. Every time I do, I would like to have a better computer system. Even I've never had an Apple or anything, and I'm not a fan of it, but even that would be nice. But I'm afraid to move anything, although I've had it's never been a problem having two monitors. But right now I've got some problem with, as you can see, you know, But I should hook up with a second monitor because I can do so much more when I have a second monitor. But right now, with the problems I'm having, I'm not sure that that would be so good. Let's see. Need to straighten this room up big time. I've got so much junk in here. I just need to straighten it up. On the floor, I've got two things that you can soak your feet in. Well, one, you can soak your feet in it, and the other, you can put your feet on it, and it, vibrates and that type of stuff. I have swollen feet big time, swollen legs, and this shoulder here comes out of the socket. But right now, right now I've got a bunch of health problems. I need to get in to see a bunch of doctors. But the next thing, and this will be my left eye. They did my right eye. Now they're going to do my left eye, and then I should have really good vision. And they could show me, at the hospital, especially after the first surgery for my right eye. I guess all my life, starting when I was in, grade school, I had a eye test, and like when I was, second grade or something like that, and then hearing test also. No, wait a minute. No, that was the first. Okay, like hearing test. That was in like first grade. My parents never did anything about it. No, it was second grade. The reason I know that is because I failed the second grade, and that was it. It was a Catholic, school, so they were poor, and so they did testing on hearing when you were in the second grade. So, and then after that, they never did it. But they did it, and they sent the thing. I took the thing home. I was in second grade, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" Well, I was a Catholic. I was an altar boy, so I probably didn't say "oh fuck." But I looked at it and thought, "God damn!" I guess I didn't say that either. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. No, I wouldn't have said that. I took that home, and I thought, "This is not good." And that was for the vision. And so then I think about the fourth grade or something like that, my parents got me glasses, and I don't think they replaced them. Let's see. So it was second grade was hearing, I think. As I'm getting older, things are slipping away. But I hear a jet going over. Can you hear that? I need to improve. The lighting is pretty good in here, but I wonder now, if I touch this, hopefully I don't get disconnected. This cable's kind of short, but they're replaceable. Oops. Oh, this is the one that the thing back there. Oops. Yeah, okay. That's why it's over here. Well, I have a stand, a tripod that I could put it on. Where's the tripod? It's here someplace. Anyway, I better get up and do something. Thanks very much for watching and listening.